Well, hi, all my friends. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about Israel. But before I did that, I wanted to play this tune again for you. So hang on. Oh. I just love playing my guitar and coming up with stuff. Anyway, okay, so my very good friend AM wanted to know a little bit more about what's going on in Israel, and I thought I got a news clip, the 5 differences between Hamas and ISIL. Pays Netanyahu. And so the prime minister he delivered a speech at the UN, and he tried to exemplify the most logical fallacies in a short period of time, okay, to talk about the differences between the Muslims, and we're talking thousands of years of stuff going on. So you have the Shiite and you have the Sunni. And in his message, Netanyahu's message, there's political Islam, okay? So, and its equivalent. Thus, if ISIL is a danger to the West, then the Hamas movement in Gaza is as well, okay? And both of them are equivalent to Iran. Hamas is a movement of political Islam that has often deployed violence, which in terms resistance to occupation, which Israel and the U.S. see as terrorism. But the U.S. State Department was quick to put distance between it and Netanyahu's views, dissenting from his crazy quilt of equivalencies, they say. Anyway, here's the top 5 differences between Hamas and ISIL. 1. Hamas has forsworn attack on the United States and other Western countries, presenting itself as a national liberation movement against Israeli military occupation, an occupation that has lasted since 1967 in Gaza. And ISIL, on the other hand, has called on the radicals to attack the U.S. and Europe. However, right now, according to Netanyahu, he's saying that Hamas is getting ISIL out of the Gaza. I think that they might be being absorbed into Hamas because they're both fighting the same thing, if you will. But I'll continue. Number 2, Hamas has joined a national unity government with the PLO. Okay, remember the PLO? Some Hamas legislators hold that this step automatically results in an implicit Hamas recognition of Israel, insofar as Hamas delegates would be bound by the PLO rules of discourse, and the latter recognize Israel. In contrast, no high-profile member of ISIL has done anything but attempt to foment more violence and to break all the political deals. Okay, so they're just, they're just out of control. Hamas has not concertedly attacked non-Muslims, and in fact there has sometimes been good cooperation between it and the Eastern Orthodox Church. In contrast, ISIL attempted to ethnically cleanse the Yazidis and has threatened Christians and other minorities. They've killed people. Anybody that doesn't bow down to whatever they want, they really need to be taken out. Oh, okay. 4, Hamas has concluded ceasefire with Israel. Okay, so they have a ceasefire with each other. However, imperfect on both sides of the deal. ISIL was kicked out of Al-Qaeda, all right, for declining ever to make a truce even with its own allies. So they don't get along with anybody. Hamas has a civilian wing that ran for elective office in 2006. That was who was controlling the Gaza and won the Palestine elections. ISIL has no civil wing and is profoundly opposed to holding elections by party. Hamas is a horrible fundamentalist organization created in part by Israeli conniving and by the horrible conditions under which Palestinians in the Gaza are made to live by the Israeli government. But it isn't ISIL, okay? And neither is Iran, which is Shiite, okay? They're a Shiite state. Hamas and ISIL are hardline Sunni fundamentalist. Netanyahu comes close to racism in painting all Muslims with an extremist brush that is for him invariant. His own movement was perfectly willing to turn to terrorism when it did not get its way, but not all Zionists or all Israelis would have approved. Netanyahu is doing propaganda and so cannot afford insightful opposition. Okay, well, I have a wholly different, opinion about Netanyahu. I think he's a wonderful man, and and he's doing good things for Israel. I think he's trying diplomatically to work things out with Hamas, and getting these ISIL people out of the Gaza because they're already there. Okay, they're already there, and so. That's what I know so far, okay? Now, the American prospect of the future of ISIL and Hamas and of Israel might be a little different. There's definitely some, dangers signals going on either way. And in the meantime, the news that people are kind of, especially Christians, keeping their eye on is the talk of rebuilding the Third Temple. It was right in the news, right in the Israeli Post. Talk of doing it on, I don't know the the Hebrew term, Taras Bel-Av or something like that. I'm not saying it correctly. I apologize. My Hebrew is not the best pronunciation-wise. So, I'm looking forward to that because that shows me that what I've been reading in the Bible and prophetically coming to pass. Well, the first thing that's come to pass definitely is the weather. And that the Lord warns us, and the earthquakes in diverse places. That's definitely come to pass. I'm not much of right anymore about the blood moons. I think that's not really important, although it gives us a signal, it gives us a warning something's up to watch and everything, but I don't think it really, it's not in Revelations or Matthew 24, doesn't really state anything about the blood moons, so I'm not giving it a lot of credence, okay, as I would other things. And there's another article in the American Prospect long form that talks about what's going on with ISIS and the Israeli-Palestine settlement becoming even more urgent, and what's going on with Hamas, and and what lesser of the evil do you want to really work with? And I would say that rather be Hamas than ISIL, because at least they do have a political part of it, kind of like the PLO in a way. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because this is quite long, but you can look at it for yourselves. Just look up American Prospect, and then look up the title of "The Arrival of ISIL Makes an Israeli-Palestine Settlement Even More Urgent, but Hamas is not ISIL, and ISIL is not Hamas." Okay. There was something, though, I did want to read. I don't know if it would help to give more understanding of what's going on. But now I lost it. I can't find it now. And regardless, whatever they're doing, whatever they're conspiring against Israel, thinking of Psalms 83 or that sort of thing, they will fail. Okay, they will fail. Iran's going to fail. I don't care what they're telling their people. According to the Bible, they are not going to succeed. And certain things have to come into place before the Lord returns. And I was just telling my buddy today, AM, that Matthew 24 and Revelations really go hand in hand, and it has shown me, and what I can remember also from going to church and listening to my pastor talking about certain things that have to come to pass. And again, definitely the rebuilding of the temple. We'll see the son of perdition. He'll go to the temple, and he'll desolation of the temple and defile it, and definitely God is going to be extremely unhappy with that. And so anyway, a bunch of stuff is going on with that, and there's also Turkey's being attacked right now in different places. The northern border of Israel, Syria, is being decimated, and that's it. So, all right, talk to you later. Bye. The bell ringing. Bye.